Tonight, we're investigating a massive shift in the music tech industry that has major manufacturers looking over their shoulders and budget-conscious musicians reaching for their wallets. For decades, the barrier to entry for a professional-sounding home studio was a literal wall of cash, often requiring thousands of dollars just to get a drum kit that didn't sound like a plastic toy. But the arrival of the Sina Drum 2026 has sent a shockwave through the market, claiming to offer high-fidelity, studio-grade performance for a fraction of the traditional cost. We've seen budget gear before, but rarely has a product been met with such equal parts praise and pure suspicion. Industry insiders are calling it a market disruptor, while competitors are reportedly scrambling to figure out how Sina managed to pull this off without going bankrupt. As we look at the numbers, the 2026 model is outselling established brands at a 4-to-1 ratio in its first quarter alone. But is this a genuine technological breakthrough, or is there something more calculated, and perhaps more controversial, happening behind the scenes? We are diving deep into the claims, the hardware, and the whispers of industry espionage that have turned this simple product launch into a full-blown corporate drama. The music world hasn't seen this kind of price-to-performance ratio in over 20 years, and it's forcing us to ask, have we been overpaying for brand names this entire time, or is there a hidden catch that consumers are about to find out the hard way? The biggest mystery surrounding the Sina 2026 isn't the price, it's where the parts actually come from. When you get your hands on the physical components, you immediately notice a level of durability that shouldn't exist at this price point. We're talking about heavy-duty, dual-ply mesh heads and a steel rack system that feels remarkably similar to kits costing 3 times as much. This has birthed a massive wave of speculation across tech forums and industry blogs. Independent investigators have pointed out that the molding on the joint clamps and the weave of the mesh skins are virtually identical to those found on high-end Yamaha and Roland units. This has led to the ghost factory theory, the idea that Sina is utilizing the exact same manufacturing lines as the industry giants during off hours to produce their hardware. If true, this represents a massive breach of traditional supply chain ethics. While Sina officially denies any partnership with these premium brands, the physical evidence is hard to ignore. We spoke with several hardware experts who noted that the tensioning system on the 2026 kick drum uses a proprietary alloy previously thought to be exclusive to Pro-Tier gear. This raises a major red flag. How can a company with almost no legacy in hardware manufacturing suddenly produce components that rival a 50-year-old industry leader? The implications are massive. If Sina is truly using gray market supply chains to source their parts, it could lead to massive legal battles that might see these kits pulled from shelves faster than they arrived. It's a classic case of a newcomer playing by a different set of rules, and the established players are far from happy about it. While the hardware is impressive, the real controversy lies within the silicon brain of the Sina 2026 module, specifically the suspiciously high-quality audio samples. As soon as players plugged their headphones in, the Aura engine began to raise eyebrows for all the wrong reasons. The sounds aren't just good, they are indistinguishable from multi-gigabyte VST libraries that professional producers spend hundreds of dollars on. Specifically, there are rumors circulating that Sina's engineers borrowed, or resampled, the core wave files from industry-standard libraries like Superior Drummer 3 and Get Good Drums. For the average user, this sounds like a win. You're getting world-class sounds for free. But for the original creators of those sounds, it's a potential case of digital piracy on a massive commercial scale. We've seen reports of spectral analysis comparisons where the waveform of the Sina 2026 snare hit perfectly overlaps with a famous studio kit recorded in Nashville years ago. If these allegations of asset flipping prove to be true, Sina could be facing a barrage of copyright strikes and international lawsuits. Beyond the legal drama, there is the technical side. The module uses a new type of multi-layering technology that prevents the machine gun effect common in cheap kits. By cycling through different samples for every hit, it creates an organic feel that was previously only possible with a powerful computer setup. This level of processing power in a budget module is unprecedented. It suggests that Sina isn't just a hardware company, but a sophisticated software house that knows exactly how to push the limits of mobile processing, even if they might be cutting some ethical corners to get there. However, our investigation revealed that not everything is as pro as the marketing suggests, and there's a specific area where Sina definitely traded quality for cost. To maintain that sub-$500 price tag while offering premium heads and sounds, the company had to make some brutal cuts in the mechanical department. We're talking about the pedals and the internal wiring. While the mesh pads can take a beating, the included kick pedal is, frankly, a liability. It's constructed from lightweight alloys that have been reported to snap under heavy use, and the hi-hat controller lacks the continuous, variable sensing that real drummers need for nuanced play. It's a binary experience. It's either open or closed, with very little in between. This is the smoke and mirrors of YouTube automation marketing. They show you the shiny mesh heads but hide the flimsy plastic foot switches. Furthermore, we've seen a spike in reports regarding the internal trigger soldering. To save on assembly time, it appears the internal connections are quite delicate. If you're a heavy hitter, there is a documented risk of the internal sensors drifting or failing entirely within the first 6 months of use. This creates a planned obsolescence narrative that Sina hasn't addressed. You get a kit that sounds like $1 million for the first 90 days, but begins to physically degrade just as the warranty period enters its most restrictive phase. It's a classic bait-and switch. Lure the consumer in with high-end sounds and pro aesthetics, but leave them with a pile of broken plastic once the honeymoon phase is over. Perhaps the most concerning development in the Sina 2026 story is the recent discovery of a hidden subscription architecture embedded in the module's firmware. While the kit comes with 800 sounds out of the box, users have found that many of the premium expansion slots are locked behind a cloud-based wall. This is a new and controversial trend in music gear, often called hardware as a service. Essentially, you buy the physical drum set, but you have to pay a monthly Sina Plus fee to keep the latest sound updates and the mobile app integration active. This has sparked a massive outcry in the community, with many feeling that they are being rent-trapped by their own musical instruments. There are even rumors that certain advanced features, like the Bluetooth MIDI connectivity, could be disabled if the user doesn't check in with the Sina servers once every 30 days. This creates a massive problem for the long-term value of the kit. If Sina goes out of business or decides to shut down their servers, your Pro drum kit could effectively become a very expensive paperweight. It's a digital leash that most musicians aren't used to, and it represents a terrifying shift in how we own our tools. We've seen this happen in the automotive industry with heated seats, but seeing it in a drum kit is a first. The question for the consumer is simple. Are you willing to accept a lower upfront price if it means you never truly own the product you're playing? It's a deal with the digital devil that might just redefine the entire budget market. As we wrap up this report, it's clear that the Sina Drum 2026 is more than just a budget instrument. It's a symptom of a changing world where the lines between cheap and professional are being permanently blurred. We've looked at the incredible hardware, the suspicious sound libraries, and the concerning shift towards subscription-based ownership. What we've found is a product that is undeniably powerful, yet potentially problematic for the long-term health of the industry. Sina has proven that the big brands have been overcharging us for years, but they've also shown us that the new era of affordable gear comes with strings attached, literally and figuratively. The era of the $3,000 beginner kit might be over, but it's being replaced by an era of data mining, borrowed, intellectual property, and hardware that might not survive a year of heavy practice. For the aspiring drummer, the 2026 model represents a golden opportunity to get started with professional sounds for an unbeatable price. But as we've seen in the world of high-tech manufacturing, if a deal looks too good to be true, there's usually a hidden cost waiting just beneath the surface. The Sina 2026 is a warning shot to the industry: adapt or be replaced. But for the consumer, the warning is even simpler: read the fine print before you pick up the sticks. Because in 2026, the real cost of your music might be much higher than the price tag on the box.